Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 11. Yes. We are back for another reaction to My Hero, and I don't know how it's going to top the last episode. But apparently some people are saying it is, because people are losing their shit on Twitter. I've seen a couple people now even call it one of their favorite episodes of anime, period. Not just of My Hero, but of all anime. One of their favorite episodes. Um, so this is a lot of hype to live up to. And this show has lived up to the hype in plenty of ways before. I mean, last episode was a huge way. Living up to the hype by having us really get to see All for One. Um, and plus, we found out a lot of big info last time. But as for where this episode's going to lead, I don't know. I don't know anything about this episode. I stayed spoiler free. Um, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we go. Um, so we're just going to begin this. Why waste any time, right? So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you at the reaction. We are back, and we'll begin with spoilers. 3, 2, 1, now. I've talked about this multiple times now. I've mentioned it again and again. That the possibility existed. Even now, though, even now that I'm 100% sure, somehow I still struggle with the idea of it because it's been so long. It's been so long. But I told you guys this possibility existed. When I went into this episode, hearing all of that hype surrounding it, people saying it was one of their favorite episodes of anime, period. Not just of this series. I honestly had my doubts. I mean, why wouldn't you? That kind of hype, it's like almost never can a show, a movie, a game, anything live up to that. I naturally had doubts. I didn't think it was going to. I didn't think it would be possible. But it did. And like I said, I've talked about it for a long time, the possibility of it happening, but I'm now 100% sure it did. And I can finally say My Hero Academia has surpassed Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood as my favorite anime of all time. I'm sorry, I'm a mess right now. I know. And like I said, it's hard for me to admit that. Brotherhood has been my favorite anime for a long time now. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still adore it. I still love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with all my heart. Do not ever, like, think otherwise, but this episode, it sealed the deal for me. It wasn't the action. It wasn't. It was the storytelling. It was the writing, the direction, the character moments, the meaning behind everything that occurred. The outcome and the consequences of said outcome. It was all of that working together to form one of the very few perfect episodes of anime. And I feel a little ashamed. I have like almost no merchandise for this show. I think I have a pin of Sue, and that's about it. My dad has more than me. He has a t-shirt. He has a All Might Funko Pop. Yes, my dad watches this show too. He's not fully caught up, but still. I feel kind of ashamed calling it my favorite anime of all time now when I barely have anything from it. I mean, to be fair, I barely had anything from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. But I did have the entire series on DVD, and I mean, I still do. So, whenever I can, I have to get something else for this. I still want to cosplay Sue or someone from it. Either way. Either way. Let's actually talk about this episode. We probably should, right? So, this was not just the conclusion of the fight against between All Might and All for One. It wasn't just a conclusion to their history together. It was the end of All Might. I mean, he's still alive, but All for One is gone from, or One for All. One for All is gone from him completely. He used up the very last of his power. His identity, his emaciated form was revealed to everyone. And I'm very glad that they didn't care, that they were still super supportive of him. But his emaciated form was revealed, and he could no longer go back into his power form anymore. His muscle form. Because his power's gone. It's basically as All for One said. Upon giving his power away, he just had the remnants of it left in his body. And every time he used it, it kept getting weaker. And we knew this. He said this, I believe, like right after he had given Izuku the power. That eventually his flame would die out. And here we are. Finally reaching that point. It's just hard to believe, you know? It's hard to believe we just witnessed the end of an era. The end of All Might. He's done as a hero. Now, that doesn't mean he won't still help out with the heroes. Doesn't mean he won't still teach at UA, train Izuku, or do all of this other stuff. No, he definitely will. He'll do his part in the ways that he can, but he can no longer do active hero duty. He can't. This episode also gave us some very major looks into Nana Shimura, the former, before All Might, wielder of One for All. Sorry, I keep getting that mixed up. I'm a little out of it at the moment. So we got to see quite a bit of a look into her. She's adorable. She's awesome too, from what we can see. I can see why All Might idolizes her. And we got confirmation that Shigaraki is her grandson, specifically. That was one of the things I was saying last time, based on age-wise. I was saying, like, okay, so we know if he's related to her, it's got to be, like, what, grandson? That's basically what I said. So I was right on that. Interesting. Now, that seemed to affect All Might for sure. I wonder exactly where that's going to go from here. We know that storyline is not wrapped up. There's a lot left to think about with this. Honestly, I'm a mess right now. And my toothache's starting to come back. I don't know, maybe it's just because I got really, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on this episode and more in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie Royal and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though